Hello, athletes of mine. I've been getting lots of questions recently about caffeine use and how it relates to sports performance. I just wanted to take a minute here and make a couple-minute long video talking about caffeine pros and cons and what the NCAA thinks about it and all that kind of stuff. So first off, benefits of caffeine use is basically studies have proven that it's helpful across the board for sport performance. Anybody from competitive cyclists, distance runners, swimmers, rowers, rugby players, tennis players, even in the weight room, it's been shown to help increase your 1 rep max in the bench press, leg extension, all that kind of stuff. Lots and lots of good research out there to show that it can be helpful for sport performance. So that's always a good thing. Disadvantages of caffeine use, a lot of people think that it has a lot of adverse effects as far as dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, and that kind of stuff. And so a lot of those get disproved with later research. And so it really doesn't have those side effects. The main thing is that people get dependent on it. You build up a tolerance and you get a dependency. So if you're coming off of it and don't take it for a while, once you become dependent, then you get the headache, the mood shifts, the irritability, anxiety, drowsiness, fatigue, that kind of stuff. And that can hit you in as little as 12 hours after not having anything, 12 to 24 hours, somewhere in there. And then it can last up to 7 days. So just keep that in mind whenever you are taking it. That's kind of the main adverse effect that people have found based on the research, is that you will get dependent on it and there's kind of some withdrawal symptoms that come with it. As far as athletes that can benefit from it, like I said before, research shows anybody across the board can benefit from caffeine use. The only thing it hasn't been proven research-wise to help improve upon is long-term endurance performance. Like cross-country runners or long-term distance runners and that kind of thing, really doesn't do any benefit for them in the long term. But short-term stuff, like I said before, rugby players, tennis players, any of that, fantastic performance results that caffeine can help improve upon. As far as the NCAA guidelines for caffeine use, technically it is a banned substance, but it's based on the amount that's in your body at the time of the drug test. So the amount that you would have to have in your body to fail an NCAA drug test based on their guidelines, would be 15 micrograms per milliliter. And that's the equivalent of you chugging 6 to 8 cups of coffee 2 hours before your drug test and then going and taking it. So obviously the average person does not do that on a regular basis. So unless you do that the day of the drug test for some reason, you should be fine. There shouldn't be any reason that you would fail a drug test unless you have that kind of caffeine concentration in your body. And the last thing, recommendations upon current research that I've read with my own opinion and everything, based on the research, honestly, do it. But the thing I would say is find what works for you. So if you're a black coffee kind of person, if you're a green tea kind of person, if you take one of the other supplements out there, like there's many supplements that have caffeine in them. So just find what works for you. Find what your amount that you need is, what helps your athletic performance, when you should take it, that kind of thing. But again, my recommendation would be, once you find what works for you, do it. Because studies across the board show that it can help improve upon athletic performance with very, very little adverse effect. So all in all, find what works for you, but definitely do it. And in the future, if you have any questions, let me know.